Welcome to Camp Hunt's information video. I'm Brian Simmons, the camp director.
I'm Robin Simmons. I am the business manager.
And I'm Connor Wangsgard, one of the program directors.
We have a lot of information to give you today and hope that it will help you get yourself ready for camp. Start off, let's go with some contact information. Easiest way to get a hold of me is through my email, which is bdscamphunt@gmail.com. Let's give you some information about camp. Enough with the boring contact information stuff. Let's talk about the camp. We are on the shore of Bear Lake, which is also known as the Caribbean of the Rockies. It is a beautiful camp on 13 acres of land right on the shore of Bear Lake, and we have all sorts of great things at the camp that we offer. One of the biggest and most popular is we have all flushing toilets. So that is one of the highlights. Okay, not a highlight, but it's still an important piece of our camp. You'll be able to enjoy beautiful sunrises, watching it come up over the lake. You'll be able to enjoy the program that we've got to offer for you and your scouts, with very well-trained staff that knows their merit badges and will be ready to teach. Location-wise, we are 2 miles north of Garden City, Utah, halfway between the marina and the Idaho state border. All the information that we are sharing with you today can be found in our leader's guide that you can access through utahscouts.org/hunt. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the link labeled 2022 Leader's Guide, you'll be able to access the guide. We encourage you to keep an eye on that as you're doing your preparation, because we do update it. We try to notify you when we have changes, but it's pretty much ready to go with all the information that you need.
So as far as arriving at camp on Monday morning, we ask that you arrive between 8 and 10 o'clock. Check-in does go from 9 till noon. The earlier you're there, the easier it'll be for your scouts to acclimate, to find their way around camp, and to feel comfortable before the week starts and the program begins. You also need time to set up your campsite, so those things are important to get there early for. Immediately upon arrival, we do ask that you send one knowledgeable adult from your troop to check in at the lodge. They will need to bring with them the medical forms, completed swim check roster. We do ask that you complete your swim checks before arriving at camp. That will help our staff and your scouts to be able to stay on schedule. Bring any final payments with you, any changes that you need for merit badge classes, and a completed group roster. Make sure that the person you send has those things. The rest of the troop can go ahead and go to your campsite and begin setting up camp. On the BSA medical form, you do need parts A, B, and C. Anyone who's in camp 72 hours or more will need a physical. That includes adults as well as youth. If you have someone show up without that, we will send them to the clinic. So be aware that they need to do that before. Swim checks are required for any participant who wishes to do any of the water activities. That includes boating and swimming. Please schedule one of your weeknight activities to go to a pool and swim check. Like I said a minute ago, that will make check-in a lot easier. It will mean your scouts don't have to get down to the waterfront. The earlier in the year it is, the colder the water is, and it's a whole lot easier for them to swim check in a pool that's a little bit warmer. Also, if a scout is already hesitant to swim in the dark waters, the murky waters, and with stories of the Bear Lake monster floating around, it does scare them. It's pretty, what's the word? Intimidating, yeah. So be sure to get swim checks done ahead of time if they're going to want to participate in the water at all. That includes adults as well.
We will have lifeguards available to do swim checks if you have anyone that misses theirs or would like to retry the swim check. So we can take care of you up at camp. Lifeguards will be ready to do that.
Now, one place that the Bear Lake Monster can't get you is in your campsite. At Camp Hunt, we have many wonderful campsites, and they've got great amenities there for you, which include 2 picnic tables, a campfire pit, which is the only place where in your campsite you can have a campfire for safety reasons, trash cans, and please bring your own trash bags so that we can take care of your waste. Your restroom will be close by, and all water will be in or near your campsite. It will be potable, any spigot that you find.
We don't have very many bears up at Bear Lake, but we have those mini bears, but they really do a nice job on trash and other things that get left in the campsites. So please make sure you use those trash bags, get it out of your the trash out of your campsite each night. So bring enough trash bags so that you can do that. So you can take it to the dumpster so that we don't have the attack of the mini bears, you know, those ones with the little masks on and all sorts of stuff. They like our treats that we leave for them.
Also, as far as campsites go, be aware, or make sure you've checked the fire restrictions before you arrive at camp. If we continue the way we're going this winter, chances are we won't be able to have any fires at camp. Hopefully we'll get some rain or snow so that we can do that, but it is a possibility.
And the council will be sending out notifications about fire restrictions so that you will be up to date on that. But you can always check with us the week or two before your time up at camp, so we can help you out with that. Like I said a minute ago, one of our cushy amenities at camp is we have all flushing toilets. We don't have the pit toilets in camp. We do have the flushies. We ask that you make sure that the scouts are not flushing things that aren't supposed to be going down them so that we can take care of them. We have instant hot water showers so the scouts don't have to stink. Encourage them to take the showers, but be reasonable so that we conserve our water. The male and female restrooms will be adjusted as we get campsites figured out with our participants, and we will just designate specific restrooms because they are single gender. They will be designated male or female. One of the things that's super important in scouting in general, and we especially want it happening at camp, is youth protection. Please make sure that you have your 2-deep leadership at all times in camp. If a leader needs to run into town to get the information, get a soda from the store or a shake or something, make sure that you still have 2 leaders in camp so that your scouts are taken care of. Also, talk to your scouts about buddy system. We are right along the highway going through Garden City, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe and taken care of. So the buddy system is one of the best ways that we can protect our scouts. Within the camp, as we said, please make sure that you take care of all of your food and trash. Clean it up at night. We have had reports of the raccoons being able to unscrew the lids of the cheese puff bottles. And they're pretty clever in how they can get into the food. So please make sure things are secured.
They also push coolers out from underneath benches. People think that secures their coolers. It does not. So just plan accordingly.
And we want to take care of the animals as well as take care of our food. There is absolutely no climbing of trees, both for the trees' sake and for the scouts' sake. Please make sure that you explain that to them. Hammocks are not allowed to be strapped or tied to the trees. If you have anyone that is using a hammock, it needs to have a hammock stand. So please make sure you plan accordingly on that. Firewood, we have very limited firewood in camp, so you need to make sure you bring your own firewood if we are not under fire restrictions so that you will have sufficient to keep the fire burning all week long as the scouts enjoy sitting around that campfire. We ask that you do not cut any of the trees. We do all the cleanup pre-season to get all the deadfall out so it's not coming down. So there's very little. Please help us take care of our trees there in camp. They are precious to us. Make sure that your fires are taken care of, cold out if no one is in the campsite. Yes, we're a small camp and you'll be close by, but close by will not stop a fire from spreading. We have dumpsters at the north and south end of camp, so you'll be able to get your garbage bags to the dumpsters each night. Parking. Parking is one of our challenges. Please pack as light as you can and as tight as you can. Bring as few cars that you can up to camp to get your scouts there. And then follow directions. We stack the cars very deep, multiple cars deep, and we'll have tags for you to put on the windows so that if somebody needs to shuffle cars and move them around, we'll be able to contact the drivers of the cars. If you have leaders switching out midweek, make sure that they get the tag for their car also. In camp, all of our trails are foot trail only. You will not be able to drive to your campsite from most of the campsites unless they are on the perimeter of the parking lot. So please plan accordingly on that to bring wagons or wheelbarrows or lots of backs to carry the gear from the car to the campsites. Thankfully, our campsites are pretty close to it because we're the small camp. Also, our gate is a historical mark for the camp, and we want to protect that and take care of it. It is a small gate. It is only 11 foot by 13 foot, and RVs have a really hard time getting through it safely for the RV and for the gate. So we ask that you not plan on bringing an RV. If there's a medical condition that an RV is needed or a camper is needed, please contact us directly so that we can see if we can make accommodations to make that work. Also, due to our limited parking space, we do not allow the boats to be brought into our parking lot. They will need to go to the dry dock at the marina to park them overnight. There is a fee for that with the launch fees also. So if your group is bringing up boats for extra activities, please make sure that they are planning that way to use the marina.
All right, now we're going to talk about our good neighbor policy. Unlike some of the other camps, we actually have neighbors at Camp Hunt. So not only the neighboring campsites, but private property. So we ask that your scouts stay out of campsites that are not yours. They have no business being in there if they are not specifically invited in. And to help with both the scouts in camp and the neighbors, we do have quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. and lights out at 10:30. Let's see. I think that's okay.
Yeah, we're good.
As far as food at camp goes, we have two options. You can eat in our dining hall. We will cook a hot, fresh meal for you every 3 meals a day, or you can bring your own food. If you bring your own food, please plan to store it with coolers and ice and whatever you need for the things that you've planned. If you're going to eat in the dining hall, that decision needs to be made by May 1st. If you'll be eating in the dining hall and someone in your group has a special dietary need, that's not just, I don't like this, I don't like this. That's a gluten-free or dairy-free or nut allergy or something that's going to affect their stay there at camp. We do ask that you go to the utahscouts.org/hunt and have the parent fill out an allergy form. We do ask that the parent does this. We ask that the parent does this, not the leader, because the parent knows the exact needs of their kids. We need that one to be able to plan accordingly to have the food in camp that we need for them, that's safe for them. Also, we need our cook to be able to understand the needs of each person in camp who has special diet needs. And so that cook will contact the parent directly. And so we do ask that you do that. If you have any questions on that, please contact the council camp desk or let us know and we can help you with that as well. But please don't arrive at camp with a handful of kids who all have dietary restrictions and needs. We do have a grocery store in Garden City now. It's small. Those things are very limited and hard to come by there, even though it's a bigger store than it used to be. So please help us with that. That's very important. We had a big problem with that last year. We just had kids show up who had dietary restrictions and we couldn't accommodate them. So please help us there. If we are unable to accommodate someone in your group's dietary needs, we will let the parents know and we will ask them to send food that their child can eat. If we need to help provide storage for that food, we can do that. But please, do all you can to provide coolers and ice to store that food. Our space is restricted and we're also restricted by health codes. Connor.
Well, we want to talk to you a little bit about the schedule. As you arrive at camp, you'll get one of these fancy Camp Hunt Week at a Glance papers. which is a really great spreadsheet that you can look at and see all of the activities and things that we have going on at camp for you each week.
Hey Connor, that is also in the Leader's Guide if they'll download the Leader's Guide.
It's also in the Leader's Guide if you want to download that. So anyway, it outlines the schedule for the week, and also at the bottom shows the available merit badges that we have. There are lots of different merit badges. I won't belabor you with all of them, but you've got Indian lore, mammal study, first aid, orienteering, and kayaking, among others. And so come and enjoy our program areas and our merit badges during those times, which are going to be in the morning, after flag ceremony, and before lunch. After lunch in the afternoon, we have open time where you can go and earn merit badges. Your troop can sign up for shoots at the archery range, and you can enjoy our world-famous, nationally acclaimed waterfront. Merit badges will not be taught at the archery range or the waterfront during free time, but you can come recreate and enjoy those things any day of the week aside from Monday, where you're going to be doing class because of check-in, and Friday when we'll have our waterfront Olympics, which I'll get to in a second. If you want to do merit badges during free time, be sure to bring your own blue cards. We will not have those ready to be filled out outside of the normal merit badge hours that are scheduled. And if there is any lightning at any time, we won't be able to allow anybody in the water. Remember, the BSA policy is 30 minutes from the last thunder. So if there's a storm, you will need to know that to keep us safe. We'll have to close accordingly. So 2 of our biggest camp events every week are the Waterfront Olympics and the Washakie Games, which will include everyone in camp, and they're great fun and a chance to learn scouting skills as well. The Washakie Games will be large group games, and those are held on Tuesday evening after flag ceremony. And then the Waterfront Olympics will be individual and group competitions, as well as just fun things to do. It's just kind of a time for us to relax on the last day of the week and enjoy some friendly competition and the things that the camp has to offer. Some of the events at the Waterfront Olympics include paddleless canoe races, which are fun to watch, I'm told, paper airplane competitions, branding irons, caber toss, gaga, sand creations, tug of row, and much, much more. So you have all of those things and whatever else you can find here on the Week at a Glance to enjoy here at Camp Hunt while you're enjoying your week stay.
Have you ever tried tug of row?
I haven't.
Tug of row is one of our favorite activities. That's rowboat tug of war, if you couldn't figure out the words put together there. Throw a bunch of scouts in there, a couple paddles, see who can paddle the best and the strongest. We do paddles instead of oars because we've snapped oars because they're paddling so hard. So that one's a pretty entertaining one.
That
to
sounds like fun.
watch them sink those boats as they try to outdo
I thought
the
it was
other.
a typo.
No, it is actually what it is. So
Wonderful.
all right.
All right, so let's talk about camp fees. Camp fees really need to be taken care of well before you even get to camp. If you're registered for camp currently, you've already paid at least a $250 deposit. Beyond that, at least 50% of your payment needs to be made before you will be able to register your scouts for their merit badge classes. Merit badge registration opens up on May 2nd, so please plan before that to have your payments made. Merit badge classes fill up fast, especially the ones we have restrictions on numbers like archery and small boat sailing, kayaking. We just have a limit on equipment on that, and so they fill up fast. The other thing you'll want to do is go into Tentaroo, log in and enter all of your scouts into Tentaroo so that once you are able to go in and sign up for merit badge classes, it goes quicker. One little side note, after each kid you sign up for a class, you'll want to check out. I know it seems redundant to have to do that after every kid, but it saves it and it keeps your spot. Sometimes we've had issues where a kid signs up for archery, says he's in the class, and then by the time they check out, he's the 3rd one on the wait list. That makes Scoutmasters a little grumpy. So plan to check out after each kid and plan to do your merit badge registrations May 2nd if 50% of your fees are paid. Your final balance is due by 1 week before you go to camp. You are always welcome to pay these amounts before those deadlines, but that's the deadline for what you need to meet. Let's talk Trading Post. Trading Post is a favorite spot at camp.
I like it.
We have a hard time keeping everyone out of there. We will have snacks, sodas, souvenirs, t-shirts, and don't you worry, we will have plenty of Mountain Dew. We are the suppliers in town. So let your scouts know to bring plenty for their Mountain Dew. We are hoping this year that we'll have raspberry shakes. We are still looking for an ice cream machine. Ours broke last year, so please,
Or McDonald's?
please encourage. Sorry. So hopefully we'll have that, but we're not gonna make any promises right now. You
But
okay?
we're really hoping for it. We'll see. We hope that this has given you some information to get you started. Like we said at the beginning, please contact us if you have any questions. We get a lot of emails, but every email is important because it means that you're getting things set up for your scouts. Questions don't frustrate us. We would rather you be informed prior to camp than get up there and not know what you're supposed to do or how to make something work. If you have special requests, contact us. It doesn't hurt to ask. Worst that we can say is can't make it work and we'll give you the specific reasons why. We can't stress enough on the registration for the merit badges. Please make sure that you follow the directions on that to get those registered so that your scouts get into the classes that they are planning on being in. We are so excited to have you guys come up to camp. We love our camp. This will be my family's 12th season. 10 of those will be at Camp Hunt, and we absolutely love this camp. And we're excited to have Connor on board with us, and the staff that is going to be coming in to teach these merit badges is going to be well trained, ready to go, and we love having our scouts and our leaders in camp. If you need information, there's a few ways that you can get a hold of us. One, like I said, my email is connected with the leader's guide, but it's bdscamphunt@gmail.com. You can contact, my phone number is 801-682-3908, or you can contact the camp desk. And chances are, if you call the camp desk, 50-50 chance, you're gonna talk to Robin, because that's her other non-summertime, well, okay, that's her other gig. And the number for the camp desk is 801-479-5460. We are so excited to have you come up to camp. Please don't hesitate to contact us with your questions. We will also be having an open house on May 21st at the camp. If you would like to come up and see the facilities, walk camp, and check things out. Also on June 3rd and 4th is our work weekend. Service weekend, thank you. We will be getting camp set up, and we have projects to do at camp. We would love to have you bring your troop up, have an extra night camping. We'll feed you some food, and we'll put you to work. There's not a better way to have the scouts invest in the camp than doing service there. And it will allow them to get themselves ready so they know what to expect when they come up to camp. That registration is also through the council's website, but if you have questions on that, also you can give me a call. Anything else?
That's all I can think of.
All right.
We're excited to see you.
All right. Thank you, and we'll see you this summer.
Happy Scouting.